Okay, I'm looking a little crazy because I woke up an hour ago. It's been a long weekend. I thought I would just film another get ready with me because those are really fun to film for me and they're also really easy to film. I think I'm just going to talk about some of my current anime favorites. I got inspiration from watching Hana Lee's YouTube video a while back and I've been meaning to film a video like this because I think it would be really fun to just share with you guys what I'm currently watching, which anime are my favorites, that kind of thing. I'm just gonna be doing my makeup, getting ready to film a couple other videos later on talking about my current anime favorites. So yeah, let's get started. I think I'm gonna start by prepping my face. I have no makeup on right now. I just put on my CeraVe moisturizer. This is my favorite moisturizing lotion because it has SPF in it and it doesn't break me out too. Under my eyes, I've been using the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. I love this stuff. I think it really brightens my under eyes, makes it look very hydrated. On my lips, I'm wearing my CO Bigelow Mentha Lip Shine. This is a throwback for me. I used to wear this all the time in high school and middle school. So yeah, I'm also gonna be trying out a couple new products that I purchased recently and then I'll be filming a haul later on so you guys will get a more in-depth review of the stuff that I bought. First, I'm gonna prime my face. I always use the Heritage Store Rose Water and Glycerin Spray. And then I've also been loving the Pacifica Crystal Power Hydro Mist. Usually I always have my brows done before I film a get ready with me, but I figured this time I would do it on camera because I haven't done my brows on camera in a while. I'm still using Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Ebony. I've actually had this product for like 5 years now and I'm hitting pan finally. Hopefully I'll get a new one soon, but I want to finish it up before I get a new one. I like to spray all those products on my face first because I feel like my brows come out better when they're like a little wet and I apply my dip brow, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I think what I will first talk about is the concert I went to last night. I went to a Joe Hisaishi Symphonic concert in San Jose. If you guys do not know who he is, he's basically the world famous Japanese producer of the music in most of the Studio Ghibli films. I grew up with Studio Ghibli films and they hold like a very special place in my heart. I always listen to his music. Whenever I'm studying, like that's the soundtrack I'll listen to, or I'll just listen to like his live concert on YouTube. His music is super nostalgic for me. I never thought I would ever get the opportunity to see him live in concert, so I like bought the tickets immediately without a second thought. You guys, it was unreal. I was in awe the whole time. I'm pretty sure I had tears in my eyes the whole time, and then I definitely shed a couple tears during Spirited Away. Anytime I hear his music, I just am overwhelmed with like feelings of nostalgia and just love and hope. His music does that for me. I'm so happy that I got the chance to see him live because it was such a magical experience and like it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I just picked up the MAC Strobe Cream in Peach Light. I've had samples of the MAC Strobe Cream and I always get like the regular strobe cream, but I figured like Peach Light would be better for my skin tone and perfect for summertime. While I'm letting that soak, I guess I will talk about my first current favorite. Now these are anime that I've either just finished or I'm currently watching. I guess I'll just talk about the one that I just finished like the day before yesterday. I binge watched it in one day and I usually never do that. I always take my time with anime, but I binge watched this one and it was so good. I just watched Hyouka. I think that's how you pronounce it. For a long time I was pronouncing it Hyouka, but then when I was watching the anime I noticed that they were pronouncing it Hyouka. So I'm just gonna read this little summary that I like took from my anime list. Kind of added my own words, but mainly from my animelist.com. So Hyouka is about an energy conservative high school student, Hotoro Oreki, who ends up joining the classic literature club and is dragged into an investigation concerning the 45-year-old mystery that surrounds the club. Along with the help of fellow club members Satoshi Fukube, Mayaka Ibara, and Eru Shitanda, Oreki works to solve a variety of mysteries throughout their school. And I feel like that's a good enough summary. I don't want to spoil anything. I'm just using the ABH Stick Foundation. It was an anime that had been on my to watch list for a really long time because it's from Kyoto Animation. Kyoto Animation is my favorite animation studio. It's created like pretty much all of my favorite animes like Clannad, Beyond the Boundary, Free, Violet Evergarden. But yeah, I fell in love with the characters. It's like a slice of life anime but with the mystery component to it, so it's not your typical slice of life, which made it really interesting and I found that really refreshing to watch. Whenever I watch a slice of life anime, it's always like the same storyline. It's really focused on like the romance aspect of it. The characters were super lovable and relatable and I love the main character Oreki. He's super cute, first of all. And second of all, he's really smart. And I love like smart characters in anime, as weird as it sounds. If you guys are looking for a slice of life anime that's aesthetically pleasing, but also like fun and mysterious, you should definitely watch Hyouka because I really enjoyed it. Next, I'm gonna try out this Maybelline Master Conceal Camouflaging Concealer in light to medium. I've heard a lot of stuff about this concealer. I'm just gonna apply it to like any problem areas and then under my eyes. It's a little thicker and creamier than like concealers I usually use. Okay, let me talk about the next anime. I'm only gonna talk about 5. So this is number 2. The next one I'm gonna talk about is Violet Evergarden. I think I've rewatched the whole series 3 times, but it's so good. Definitely in my top 10 favorites of all time, and it's also by Kyoto Animation. And I think it's an anime that like a lot of people would enjoy. You don't have to be like a huge anime fan to like it at all. So here's my little summary. A great war has finally come to an end after 4 long years. In Violet Evergarden, a young girl raised for the sole purpose of being a military weapon struggles to start a new life working as an auto memory doll. Left with a broken heart and inability to process emotions and 2 mechanical hands, she begins her work by transcribing people's thoughts and feelings into words on paper, a job that will reshape the lives of her clients and hopefully lead to self-discovery. And that's honestly all I can really say without spoiling anything. The stories of each episode so beautiful. Episode 10 fucked me up. I was sobbing uncontrollably for like a good hour after the episode ended. I haven't had an anime make me cry that hard since Clan Out After Story. And if you guys have watched that one, you know how sad that show is. Violet Evergarden, 10 out of 10. So good, and it really teaches you beautiful life lessons, and the soundtrack is amazing. I also listened to that during Dead Week and Finals Week when I was studying. The animation is on another level. It's like Kimi no Na wa status, and the character development is so moving too. The way it ends, you're just praying for a second season, so I'm hoping that that's the case. Just gonna let that cook for a little. Violet Evergarden, I highly recommend that you guys watch that one. It's life-changing. The next one that I'm going to talk about, I look ridiculous with this, is one that I'm currently watching, and it's actually currently airing. I watch it on Crunchyroll. If you guys are like big fans of anime, you should definitely watch your stuff on Crunchyroll because it supports the anime industry, and it's also like super easy to watch. I used to watch everything on Kiss Anime, 9 Anime, whatever, and the ads that would pop up were so annoying, and it would always freeze or get stuck or it wouldn't have like the highest quality that I wanted. Crunchyroll is the way to go, and it has a really good selection of anime. Okay, so I'm gonna read the little summary. In the distant future, humanity has been driven to near extinction by giant beasts known as Klaxosaurs, forcing the surviving humans to take refuge in massive fortress cities called plantations. Children raised here are trained to pilot giant mechas known as FranXX, the only weapons known to be effective against Klaxosaurs. But for the sole purpose of piloting these machines, these children know nothing of the outside world and are only able to prove their existence by defending their race. The main character's name is Hiro, and he comes across a mysterious girl named 02 who has 2 horns growing out of her head and is known as the partner killer. At first, it kind of started out as a fan service anime, you know, like one that has like the booty shots and like very suggestive content. But then, y'all, shit got real. Towards episode 10, it became like really emotional. I fell in love with the characters, and the art style is amazing. I think it's made by the same studio that made like Sword Art Online. I really love it so far. I'm on episode 19, which is like the latest episode. Hiro and 02 are like my 2 favorite characters ever. They're so cute. My new favorite couple. It's Mecha too, which is pretty cool. I'm going to take my ColourPop bronzers. Okay, so number 4 is another one that I'm currently watching, and I'm watching it with my boyfriend Devin. He just got into anime, so he and I are watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I think they're like 60 something episodes. We're on episode 45, I think. Really good so far. I think it's the most highly rated anime of all time. This summary's a little long. Alchemy is bound by this law of equivalent exchange, something that the young brothers Edward and Alphonse Elric only realize after attempting human transmutation, the one forbidden act of alchemy. They pay a terrible price for their transgression. Edward loses his left leg, Alphonse his physical body. It is only by the desperate sacrifice of Edward's right arm that he is able to affix Alphonse's soul to a suit of armor. Devastated and alone, it is the hope that they would both eventually return to their original bodies that gives Edward the auto-male and becomes a state alchemist, the Fullmetal Alchemist. Fast forward a few years later, and the brothers have begun their search for the Philosopher's Stone, a mythical relic that allows an alchemist to overcome the law of equivalent exchange, which sparks a dangerous journey that could deeply impact all of humanity. This is definitely like a different anime from what I usually watch, but so far I really liked it. Even though it has like a pretty dark storyline, the characters, their sense of humor makes it really fun to watch. It definitely lives up to the hype. So I know I already applied powder, but I really want to use this cream blush from Glossier. It's Glossier Cloud Paint in Beam, like a pretty corally color. I'm going to take NARS Orgasm, which is a product that I haven't used in so long. It is one of like my favorite blushes of all time. I'm just gonna use that to set cream. We're going for a very rosy, peachy look today. Now the last anime that I'm gonna talk about. This is probably the most exciting one out of the bunch because I think that everybody has seen it or has heard of it at least, but it is My Hero Academia Season 3. You guys know I love My Hero Academia. I binge watched the first season, watched the second season as it was airing, and And then once the second season ended, I like couldn't stop there, so I read most of the manga. I caught up to the point where I think that they're gonna end season 3, so I know what's gonna happen, and that shit is gonna get so crazy. This season is definitely gonna be the most wild season and the most intense in my opinion. It's probably gonna be my favorite because I think that what happens in this season is the most touching and the most exciting in terms of like battles against villains and all that. So I'm just gonna read the summary. This is kind of based on like My Hero Academia season 1. The appearance of Quark's newly discovered superpowers has been steadily increasing over the years, with 80% of humanity possessing various abilities from manipulation of elements to shape-shifting. This leaves the remainder of the world completely powerless, and Izuku Midoriya is one such individual. However, he comes across the #1 hero and personal idol, All Might, who has the unique ability to pass down his quirk, and ultimately chooses Deku, that's the nickname of the main character, to be his successor. After training for several months, Deku ends up enrolling in UA High, a prestigious high school for hero training. With his bizarre but talented classmates and the looming threat of a villainous organization, Deku will soon learn what it really means to be a hero. That's the general summary of My Hero Academia as a whole. So season 1 was like an introduction to the superhuman society, Deku finally receiving a quirk and enrolling in UA High, and then season 2 kind of delves more into like the other characters, their participation in the sports festival, which is like one of my favorite arcs, more involvement with like the villainous organization. And then season 3, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's basically training camp and the villains really become a threat to the well-being of both the students as well as like humanity. So kind of touches upon that, and there's a lot more to it. It's a really enjoyable anime series that I think like people who don't watch anime normally will definitely enjoy. Everybody's fascinated with the idea of superheroes with Marvel and the Avengers Infinity War that just came out recently. I think that My Hero is kind of like the anime version of the Avengers. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the season so far. If you guys haven't watched My Hero, that is like my #1 recommendation. It's so good. I'm gonna try out the Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter in Rose Gold, Molten Rose Gold. I actually have the one in Molten Gold, and this is like one of my favorite highlighters of all time. So when I saw that they had a Rose Gold version, I freaked out. So I have high hopes for this one. Ooh, bitch. Those are all of my current anime favorites. I know that most of you guys probably don't watch anime, but if you guys do, please let me know down below in the comments if you guys are currently watching any good ones. If you have any favorites or suggestions, let me know. I might film a video like this like every couple of months just to update you guys on what I'm currently watching. I just think that anime is a lot easier to watch than like regular TV shows. This Is Us is one of my favorites, Grey's Anatomy, Law & Order SVU, but as a college student, it was so hard to dedicate like a full hour to watching these shows. So anime is the way to go. These episodes are like 20 minutes. You can just watch one right before class or even in between classes. Lately, when I don't wear eyeshadow, but I want to add some definition to my eyes, what I'll do is I'll take this little e.l.f. baked bronzer in Maui and I'll just like run it through my crease just to add like some warmth and definition. I'm gonna just spray my face with MAC Fix Plus. Oh my god, that feels so good. Always fan your face after to avoid getting like those little drops on your face. This is actually the program for the Joe Hisaishi concert. Oh, and what was really special was that during the Spirited Away performance, when he performed One Summer's Day and Reprise, his daughter actually came out to sing, and that was so special. And that part really made me tear up because those two songs are like the definition of my childhood. Spirited Away is one of my favorite Studio Ghibli movies, if not my favorite. So to hear that live and to also have his daughter come up and sing for everyone was amazing. I didn't even know he had a daughter who could let alone sing, so that was really special. This is the ColourPop Lippy Stick. I think it was their birthday shade a couple years ago. Wow, this color is so pretty. Well, that is it for my get ready with me / current anime favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please let me know if you check out Hyouka, Violet Evergarden, Darling in the Franxx, Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood, or My Hero Academia. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check us out on Twitter and Instagram at JKVideo8. And please leave any video suggestions down below. I will have a lot more time in the next few weeks to film, and I definitely want to get that done before I start my internship. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.